right, so I play video games, and shout out to Derico Rants. I was on his stream Friday. We were talking and you know you know having a general conversation, and I'm of course am a console gamer. I've been a console gamer. I can play some PC games because like I like RTS, but in general speaking, I'm a console gamer. One of the things in one of the debates I see in the gaming space is piracy is not piracy, emulation a good thing. And to be honest with you, this is a problem that I had with Mutahart, some ordinary gamer. He's preaching on and on about how you should, how piracy is bad. But no, how, game preservation is a thing. And he just recently came out with, no, piracy is bad. And it's just like, I'm of two minds with something like this because although emulation is a thing where it's just piracy, like yeah. Well, if I have a copy of the game, you can't tell me that I can't take the copy of my game. That's true, but a lot of people use emulation as a excuse to pirate, and just straight out, as an artist myself, if people just StarCraft, the original Warcraft 1 and 2, yeah, no, those are my RTSs. But yeah, like no, like people use just anything they can to get over piracy. And I came across this video that I wanted to actually do a couple of weeks ago, but just a lot of it happening. So let's see what this gentleman is actually saying about piracy versus emulation, shall we?
Thinking about another game, another franchise. I was thinking about another game, another franchise I liked, and that would be Bravely Default. And I like the franchise mostly because I like JRPGs. So, I have Bravely Default 2 for the Switch, I have Bravely Default and Bravely Second.
Oh, and you know what? I was, and still am to an extent, a big fan of JRPGs. There are games where I really enjoy them. I was talking to somebody the other day, like Xenogears. Xenogears was awesome. To an extent, Parasite Eve, the first one, was a JRPG. Of course, Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger, like these are like JRPG games that are awesome. So I can get like the nostalgia around them. But let's go.
It's a direct sequel, Bravely Second and Bravely Default. This one is a standalone title. But I was actually thinking, like, people don't actually get to play these games because not everyone knows how to jailbreak their consoles, and not everyone is willing to jailbreak their 3DS or their Switch. But it actually got me thinking about emulation and piracy. It took me back a little bit because
So, right there, I get it. You bought the console. I have consoles. I even had the infamous PlayStation 3 where it was the Linux debate about it. And I've played jailbroken consoles. And it's fun. My issue is you don't have a right to every game. And I think that's my biggest issue. Not that I'm sticking up for a corporation. You don't have a right to every game. You don't have a right to say like, well, I want it, so I should be able to buy it from you. You don't have that right. Now, if a company is just being a jerk and just like purposely holding something from you just because reason, that's fine. But like you don't have a right to say, well, no matter how many people want in, if you don't want to spend the money to make it for my group of people that want it over here, then I'm just gonna steal it. Like, no, you don't have that right. I don't care what companies say, or I don't. It's not even I don't care. It's like I don't care that you feel entitled to have something that the creator or the producer says no. It just doesn't sit right with me as a creative myself. But let's go.
I was remembering back in 2011 or maybe 2012, I don't know, 2011 or 2012, I'm not sure. But it reminded me of back in the day when I was a kid and I was playing Minecraft. I went on Twitter and I said something to Notch, and I don't know Notch. I'm not anyone. I was just a random kid that said to Notch, and that was before Minecraft was owned by Microsoft. But I told him, like a stupid child, I told him, yo man, thanks for the game, I just pirated. I got it from Pirate Bay, bro. And he said something like, great, hope you enjoyed the game, and if you do, please consider buying. Like,
See, like that whole idea of, well, if they're gonna just pirate it, maybe they might buy it. A lot of these people that pirate shit, they're not going to buy it. They not, because it's not about enjoying the game. Yes, they do enjoy the game. But if they really enjoy the game, they would buy it. This mentality that we see with in video game spaces, that, oh, we need to, you better give me the game that I won when I supposed to get it. Dude, like, no, that's just entitlement. And I'm not saying that if you pay your money to a corporation or a company that you shouldn't get the product that you pay for. I have a fucking serious issue with microtransactions. I think they're the blight of the game industry. How many times, like, you don't go to books and pay them for each chapter that they released? Like no, like, you don't go to a movie and say, oh, well, we need to pay you per scene. No, that's the game industry needs to get away from that blight, and it's people still buy it because they want to do it. Like, they have, game companies have reasons to put it out because people spend their money and put that money out there, but it's just like, it's a blight. But in a lot of ways, gamers are entitled. The whole PC versus console debate, a lot of PC cats literally just want companies to just give them their games and not pay for them or not show appreciation to the games. It's like, well, you should just give me your games. Like, that's stupid. Like, but let's go.
and I think there was something related to that with, I think the game is called Ultra Kill, and I never played it. I don't really know much about the game, but I saw that the developer, someone did the same thing to the developer. Someone said the same thing. Someone said to him, like, yo, thanks for the game, I'm pirating it, And he said something more or less like Notch said to me back in the day. And I can't pull those screenshots, so, what I'm saying now could probably sound...
No, that's just cuck behavior. Like, oh, well, of course it's not even cuck behavior, because cuck behavior is fun when you want to, as a bull, cuck behavior is fun. Anyway, but it's like, oh, I'm taking what you worked your heart on. And, yeah, fuck you. Oh, yes, master, can you please beat me some more? Like, the fuck? That's what it is. It's humiliation behavior, and not the fun kind of humiliation behavior. Let's go.
Made up. But if you go right now to any indie developer, like, there are really, really small games out there that maybe they are the next Minecraft or the next Stardew Valley. And not always, but they will probably respond to you. They will probably say, well, man, thanks for buying the game. Hope you're enjoying. Or, yo, man, thanks for... if you like the game, please consider buying it. Back in 2011.
And that's the most disrespectful thing to say. Ha, I stole your hard work. Well, yeah, like, no. If there is a time and a proper place of giving away stuff, I have given art away for free. No question. just so somebody can enjoy it. But if somebody came into my house, pulled my art off my walls and says, "Ha, I stole it," and I'm like, please, please, can you come and steal some more? That's just like humiliation behavior. I remember when games were fully complete as well. And the thing about it is, no, there is a issue. Not the stupid issue, oh, games are coming too expensive to make. No, because those same games, you complain when they don't look crisp. Well, like people literally say games are too expensive to make. And like, no, that don't stop motherfuckers from buying and playing them. But they too expensive. No, you don't want to pay for it. If you could steal it, you would, because you want to still enjoy the game, but you don't want to pay for it. You don't want to pay for, I get it. You don't want to pay for the companies to make profits, but you also paying for artists and coders and all of these people that's making the game. And yes, the company is taking a percentage, but you still paying artists. And I can rant about this so much. Let's go.
Notch he wasn't like a billionaire like he is now. He was just another indie developer. But I still remember that, and as I was saying, I was remembering that the developer from Ultrakill, he said like, culture shouldn't be something that's available only for people who can afford it. And that's kind of funny, because back in the day that was the case. Like, I remember watching a video about lost media. It was something about lost media and how most of what was written in like ancient Greece or Rome or whatever, most of it is lost because you couldn't just print the book over and over again. Someone had to transcribe it for you. Back in the day.
See, and this is something that just kind of bothers me. Well, we lost this media, and it's like, okay, cool. This is not that time. Literally, it's like, and this is like the kind of thing that kind of bothers me. It's people that complain that there are YouTubers who make videos that they enjoy and then ask for money. It's like, wait, you want me to do this full time and then you want to insult me saying, go get a real job, go work at McDonald's. Now, as somebody who looks to make YouTube their career, I think I should put that out there. And somebody who has actually worked full time and try to do YouTube, it's literally a job. It is literally a job. And God, I sound like some of those videos. Well, lucky I'm not getting paid from YouTube, so I'm not fighting for my livelihood that I have right now for what I hope to have. But no, it's just the people that's like, oh, you should just do it for free. You should do it for a passion project. Art takes energy. That piece of art that I got over my shoulder right now, that took energy. And for people to be like, oh, you know, it should be passion. It's like, no, that shit takes energy. You should do it for the love of it. Like, you don't do it for the love of it. And these are always the people that never create, that has never created. They say, oh, you should just do it for free and hope that people like it. I'm gonna pay you in intention, like the. And this is not knocking like the people who can't help support artists, can't help support content creators, can't help support movie studios, but just like, don't just take it as a writ that somebody should entertain you for free. Be your dancing monkey and you're not throwing in a coin. It's one of those things. But let's go.
It really was the case. Culture only existed for people who could afford it. So, did you know someone who had a copy of a book you wanted to read? Could you pay for someone to transcribe that book for you? Yeah, so, okay, culture for you. Video games, to me, they are so... I'm not gonna say that they are the most important type of media. I think video games are...
No, but they're your chosen form of media that you enjoy, and you feel that nothing should keep me away from it. I don't know. I get the whole thing, and actually being a lefty, I get the whole thing. The corporations are abusing the hell out of their creatives. I get it. I get it. It's one of those things where like um the profit motive is toxic to art creation, and video games are art. But you also have to pay the people that makes it. Let's go.
cool and all. And I think it's really important how, this here, all types of artists work to make this thing possible. We not only have the people who are coding the games, the people who made the engine, and, we also have the people who have to draw this, people who have to draw what's in the game, people who are making the menus, people who are making this plastic musicians making the soundtracks. You have people who are writing the stories for the games, almost like a movie, but even more complicated because you also have to collab with. I mean, it's a huge collaboration, and that's culture. And if possible, you should buy the games you like. You should always or almost always buy games from indie developers if you played the game and you liked it, or
why just indie creators? And hello, indie creator myself when it comes to doing art. Why just indie creators? Why just say that? Make a game that people are going to buy stuff that you're going to enjoy. Do that. Don't just say, "Oh, you got to support indie creators." That's not. You support games that you like. That's what you should do. Hello, and again, indie creator here. I don't. Okay, it's just this, sanctification of, well, yeah, let's just, let's indie creators are good, and like a lot of them are not. There is a reason why we have so much shovelware. We do. We have a lot of shovelware. This romanticism of just, all right, let's just go.
or if sometimes an indie game is $10, $20, so you shouldn't pirate those types of games because sometimes the
And see here, let's go back to this. Let's go back to this.
$20, so you shouldn't.
This is just stupid right here. If you played it and don't like it, ask for a refund on Steam. Sony and Nintendo are a-holes when it comes to refunds, so that's that. I don't know about Microsoft. Microsoft is as well. Like, the fuck is wrong with people, man? I mean, like, I know people grade Microsoft on the curb, but I would think that it would be not as steep as they get away with. I'm sorry. It's just like people grade Microsoft on the curb about anything. They come out with a $600 box that only has 2 terabytes of storage. Oh, it's not a problem. It's just another Xbox. Sony comes out with the PlayStation 5 Pro. It actually improves games. Well, I don't think it should be $700. But you didn't spend $13 on a graphics card alone. Well, that's different because I can upgrade the graphics card. I don't know. I'm rambling.
Pirate those types of games because sometimes the developers, that's their only way to make some money from their creation. But
so you recognize developers need to make money from their creation. Do you think that magically changed because somebody works for a big company? What makes it sad is like I'm not oh yeah, let's promote a big company. Like, no, it's just like I like seriously, I don't get this entitlement that it comes from gamers. They just feel so entitled. And hell, I'm a gamer too. I can be an entitled asshole as well. Look, here, case in point. Do you know every Thursday I get up and play the Astrobot game? The updates that they've been doing are for free. But if they would have stopped after the third one, I would have had an issue. Well, you can say Crimson, it was a free update. I know it was a free update. They said they was gonna do 5 extra levels, and if they would have stopped at the third one after I already bought the game, played the game to completion, actually got the trophy, the platinum trophy on it, but they like, oh, they promised to give me something for free. There are games that I literally pay for PlayStation Plus, the lower level. And there are games that are for essentially free. It's the demo now, like Off the Grid. Off the Grid is a very, very rough demo. Don't really like it. It's almost a Fortnite clone. I don't really like it. But I ain't gonna pay for a membership. Like, you know, I get it. I get it. But some of this is out of hand. Some of it's just completely out of. Oh, I got you. You should make it for free and let people decide if they want to buy it. Well, that don't work for it. You can't say that about food, and arguably, that's more essential. Joke. You can't say that about a car. I mean, you can get away with getting a car and not paying for it later, but you ain't gonna have that car for long. You don't go into a movie theater, watch it, and then have a donation box if you want to get it if you want to pay afterwards. None of this works in any other media. You can go to a library and get a book for free, but you pay for that through your taxes. But let's go.
If we're talking about Nintendo, or now it's Microsoft, but Bethesda, if we're talking about games like that, if we're talking about huge companies, I don't really have an issue with piracy, especially because this is kind of obsolete in most people's eyes.
No, must will never. And here, I will say this. Sony is not in a bad place when it comes to profitability. They literally are starting to print money, and the whole Microsoft thing, the Microsoft buying ABK, is just said, okay, cool. You want to sell all of your games on our console? They've like literally decided that we're gonna print money. Them having a storefront has led them to actually printing money. So Sony itself is not in the financial trouble to sell PlayStation. I know the bullshit that people like, they spent $400 million on Concord. No, they didn't. They bought a studio and they put some money into the game, but they didn't spend $400 million. And also, Sony's a Japanese company. The Japanese companies hate the way Western companies do business. That's not a thing. If it was, Square would have sold to Microsoft already. Yeah, the Japanese companies kind of like are at war with Western companies, so I don't think that's a problem.
So even, for example, when I heard they were making Alan Wake 2, I bought Alan Wake Remastered. Why? Because I played this back in the 360 days. No, it's not.
So this is what kind of like one of those things where I take issue with some things, okay? There are gamers, and like I want to say this. There are gamers who, oh no, I need to make sure I can have the disc. I need to make sure I have the disc. I need to make sure that like we preserve games, and I want to make sure that like I need an optical drive. Like the people that were complaining that the PlayStation Pro didn't have an optical drive, where like 70% of game purchases are all digital. No, we need a disc for game. No, motherfucker. You know what it is? You know what y'all are literally complaining about? You want to have and show, look at my game penis. Like literally, if every time you saw me do a video and in the background it had a scrolling list of all of my games, that's literally what this is. I have this game, I have this game, I've been playing since this much. I don't care if nobody believes me that I played the Noid on a Ninja on Nintendo NES back 2.5 decades ago. I don't care if people, oh, you didn't play the original Mega Man X. How do you know? Like, I don't care. I played it. Those are my games. This is my history. I played the original Final Fantasy. I played The Legend of Zelda 2. Like, these are things that I know I played. You can't take that away from me. I don't need to show that I have a game penis library. Like, no. But a lot of these cats that have this whole issue is because I want to show how big my game penis is. And that's stupid to me. It's stupid to me. Is that a thing that's going to, win you points in your circle? And if it is, cool beans, but that's not really much of an accomplishment. You have all 60 of your games that you like on PlayStation all rolled up in a nice and in a row in your box. You finally accomplished something. Maybe your daddy will come home with that milk or finally come back from buying those cigarettes. It's not an accomplishment. It's just, yeah, that's a thing. But let's go.
It's not something that amazing when it comes to the gameplay, but the story is interesting, and I like the game. They released it. It's an only digital release, and I like to
watch
like the game. They released it.
I forgot to mention that I was talking about Alan Wake 2. But watch this, and I'm calling it now. He was like, but I had to hit the physical copy.
It's an only digital release, and I like physical games. I don't want to give like $70 for something I can't hold in my hands. I don't.
So I've seen this argument before. When you buy it digital, you're only buying the license. And I have to look at some of these people like, that disc is only the license as well, right? Like, for real. People say, well, I have a copy of the game. And I have to say, like, first of all, most of you motherfuckers are on Steam. So you're not buying the game. You're literally buying a copy of it. And you know what? If you like physical, cool. I'm not even saying that there's bad to physical. But what gets me a lot of people who say, oh, I need the physical media over anything, it's just like this false argument that if I have physical, the company that I'm playing this game on can't take it away from me. They can. Every company, be it Nintendo, they can IP block you. They can say, you know what, this device is not going to play our games. We know PlayStation and Microsoft can actually block you. All of these devices can actually block you. They can IP block you. And then does that mean that, yeah, the disc is licensed too? Does that mean that, oh, well, I'm going to create a new account and actually use it in this other account? Cool, but they can really block you. They can they don't just have to block your profile. They can go in and IP block you. And if you don't know what that means, because like a lot of people wouldn't, they can actually go read your device's IP and says this device is broken permanently. Oh, but they wouldn't do that. Yeah, they can. They will. If they've ever felt like they wanted to, they can and they will. And again, most of you motherfuckers that complain about this, and I'm not saying all, like have Steam. Steam is the biggest DRM platform there is. It's Steam. I don't know. But all right, let's go.
Don't own it. I don't even buy physical games if they are like, for example, Monster Hunter Collection. It's ridiculous what they did with this. The second game isn't in it. I bought the PS4 version because I have Monster Hunter 2 for the Switch. But
Hey, let's go back.
I bought the PS4 version because I have Monster Hunter 2 for the Switch.
Allow me to explain. The PS4 version only has the first game in the disc. For the second, you get a code. I was okay with that because I had a physical copy of the second game. Wait. You sticking it to the man so much that you need to get a physical copy that you bought 2 copies of it? Come on, man. Come on. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Wow.
But this is not even the worst case scenario. Some games you don't even get one title. With LA Noire for the Switch, you don't get the full game on the cartridge. You actually have to download part of the game. And I bought that game because I found it really, really cheap. I found it for like $15 or $20. I would never pay $60 for something that is not really mine. That's why I think Piracy.
You buy internet, dog. Unless you living with somebody, you pay for power and you pay for heating properly. Here's the thing. It's not really your license. It's the state's license. They just allow for you to drive on their streets legally. Like no other kind of like, oh my God. You don't own the movies that you watch. You buy licenses. This is just paranoid garbage. And this is the entitled stuff that I think gamers should get their head out of their ass about. And if you have a problem with the way the industry is running, stop buying and playing games. Stop giving your money. Stop giving your attention to it. That's the only way we can get it to actually change. But again, it's not about that. It's about the pet peeves about the specific companies that you don't like. If you don't like the way the system is run, your problem is with capitalism, dog. That's what your problem is with. Your problem is with this fucking Freeman ass kind of economy. Shit, we like hell. If we had Keynesian economics, I'll be happy. But this free market over everything type of economy, that's what your problem is. But let's go. And you know what? Let me stop right here and say this. And this is my problem that I have with Stephanie Sterling. Oh, we're gonna starve these corporations out. And this is somebody who reports to care about artists. We're gonna starve these corporations out. We're not gonna buy this. We're not gonna buy that. Like, for real. Like, you think just if you stop selling buying games at these high prices, you think the corporations are like, you know what? We had a change of heart. Instead of the CEO getting all of the money, most of the money, we're going to actually give it to the corporate. We're going to give it to the artists and creators. No. This is the weirdest stuff. Like, you get these people that try to advocate for more. We need to take down a corporate structure. But they do it wrong. They advocate wrong. Instead of advocating for not just video games, advocating for every sector of business to take care of their workers better, you think it's just going to be video games and that's going to be okay. It doesn't sound like you care about the people that all. It just sounds like because it's causing you an issue, that's why you care. All right. I'm sorry. I had to get that rant off. Let's go.
Piracy and emulation and all of that is important. Not only because I don't think culture should be something that only people with money should be able to afford. You shouldn't need to be rich. You shouldn't need to have a lot of disposable income to enjoy video games.
Stop. This is what I'm just talking about. Oh, entertainment. Yes, yes. Art is entertainment. Art is culture. But why do you just have this standard for art? Motherfucker, there's a whole thing called housing, food, medication. And I'm not saying that we can't push for one or you got to do one or the other, but get your priorities straight. Just because I don't have no money don't mean I shouldn't entertain myself. Dog, I got a better argument. Just because I don't got no money should mean I should be homeless on the street and can't eat. Let's start there. Again, it sounds disingenuous because it sounds like, oh, because I just want this. And that's my problem. It's okay to just like hate capitalism and stuff like that, but it's disingenuous when it's for something that seems actually trivial. Coming from a gamer, this is trivial. Coming from an artist, if it was a difference between buying art supplies and buying food, I'm gonna buy the food first. I'm gonna talk about like this, and this is one of the things that I hate. I hate because it's not just out of like, dude, I want artists. I want art to be expressive, just so people can actually be expressive. I want people to actually be able to make money off of their art. And I want them to be able to afford something to eat and a place to live. It's not just, and I know it's irritating me because it doesn't sound like it's from a genuine place. It sounds like, well, it's my little bugbear issue, so I need to take care of that. I'm not gonna pay $60 for a game. And I need to make sure that these game developers are being treated right. How about I need to make sure all workers need to be treated right? And again, this isn't the whole, oh, we need to take care of the more serious stuff. It's just like, it's disingenuous when it's only just this because it particularly hurts you. But let's continue.
A lot of games, you don't really have an option. Like, okay, go out, buy Animal Crossing, fine. But what if you own the Switch, you like Nintendo games, you like Zelda, you want to play something like the Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD. Twilight Princess HD, I didn't know this, but Twilight Princess is going for $100 now. And that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, because of scalpers. That's because of scalpers. Again, that's not I guess it is Nintendo fault. They made a game that people like, but dude, again, like let's attack scalpers. Let's attack people that play into other people's vulnerability. I mean, I guess you can say renting is being the scalper for housing, but like again, that's the thing. Attack the scalpers. Is Nintendo blameless? No, definitely not. But to roll this back on, well, because I can't get the game anymore, it's your fault, so I'm gonna steal it from you. You know, two wrongs definitely don't make a right. But let's go.
Nintendo ported almost all of their Wii U releases onto the Switch, and these two you have to pay a leg and an arm for to be able to play it. And you also you need to have the Wii U, and you know the Wii U is probably affordable now, but maybe it will become more and more expensive as time goes on because people don't know this, but you can actually play the GameCube on the Wii. You can emulate any emulator that runs on the Wii, you can play on the Wii U. So with the fact that you have the gamepad, it makes the
a lot of people didn't want the Wii U. You can see it by their sales. They didn't want the Wii U. Be it Nintendo's crappy marketing, be it the fact that it was underpowered. A lot of people didn't want the Wii U. This FOMO, well, now I want it because it seems popular because it's gone. It's just cope. It's just cope. Let's be honest with you. It's only more popular because it's out of season, and it's just like that behavior right there is the reason why games are so expensive with the reselling. And it's just, appreciate artists while they're still with us. I was having a conversation the other day, and people were like, I don't really want to watch Dragon Ball Daima because Toriyama's gone, and I may not like it. Like, enjoy yourself. Go enjoy it. If you don't like it, and he made something that you didn't like, then okay, say that. But don't act as if like artists are more than human. Enjoy the work or don't enjoy the work. Appreciate the artists, the creators while they're still around and while it's still in circulation. And if you don't at that time, cool. Don't just look back and like, I have to have it now. All right, let's go.
The whole experience kind of desirable in a way, I feel like, because you can actually play GameCube games in your bed, and it's not even emulation, and you can just actually, another good case for piracy, you're unlocking the power of the Wii U. You actually get to play GameCube games. Something that the Wii U can do natively, but Nintendo didn't allow it for some reason, which is kind of dumb. But you can actually...
It's not dumb if they didn't want to put the money into it. They didn't want to put the effort into it. This whole idea of, they should do it. They should do it because I want it. Is it worth them doing? Like, is it worth them doing? Is it worth them spending money on doing it? If it's not, then you ain't the center of the world. It gets back to that entitlement. It needs to be done because I want it. It costs too much to do it for the small amount of people. You shouldn't. I don't care. You should do it because every little cent that counts. And I kind of hate that mentality where people feed into the every little cent counts, every little sale counts, but get mad when corporations are greedy. No, dog, that's not how it works. Either you mad because they greedy and trying to turn the profit on everything, or every little sale counts. You want corporations to simultaneously make everything you want, regardless of how much it costs them, but then complain that they trying to get every cent that they can. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. But let's go.
Go there. If you jailbreak your Wii U, you can download Nintendo, and you can play GameCube games. And the only way you can do it is if you can you can rip your GameCube games. But even then, what if you wanna play Chibi Robo on the Wii U? Because you like the gamepad and you want to play, you will drop $300 on Chibi Robo for the GameCube just so you can rip the ISO and be able to play it. It's just so dumb. So
this has got to be the stupidest thing that I fully disagree with this. If you can't get the game, oh well, there are other games out there. Stop it. Get a grip. If you think that you're owed every single release, every single title, every single movie, every single video, that is entitlement. That is a bad thing.
I would never have been able to play many of the games I enjoy if it wasn't for emulation. Back in the day, I didn't have a Game Boy Advance. Like I was a small child when the Game Boy Advance was a thing. My parents never...
I wasn't allowed to do hunter and gathering stuff when I was a small child because we had guns and stuff and cars and stuff like that. Dude, like it's just weird to me. And like I'm gonna be this is a super frozen take, but old games played like old games. I get it. Some of the stories are awesome and some of the gameplay we lost it to history. But it is a reason why, if you go back and play some old games, it is like, oh God, no. Some of this is just trash. Case in point, I went back and played Jet Moto, and I was like, oh God, no. Why does it feel so trash? And what I was remember was playing Jet Moto 2. And like, or, oh, my favorite example. Everybody loves Kingdom Hearts. Everybody loves the fluidity and the action and the gameplay of Kingdom Hearts. They say it's so smooth. Like, no, Kingdom Hearts 1 is trash compared to Kingdom Hearts 2. It is like Kingdom Hearts 2's gameplay is so much a better loop. It's press triangle to win. Like, it's more than that. It has more fluid combat. It has almost a weightier type of float gameplay to it versus just like the original Kingdom Hearts. But everybody thinks, oh, and like simple and clean, like no. The best parts of games are usually like from that series is usually from 2, and 3 was actually fun. It wasn't as complicated in the story as like the earlier ones. But like this whole thing of, oh yeah, when I had the old game was much better. No, it wasn't. I remember playing God of War 3, and God of War 3 was better than Ragnarok. People hated the fixed camera. I know people like, well, I don't like the over the shoulder camera. Like, no, the fixed camera was actually one of those things that people hated. It just really caused an issue in some of the battles. The fact that you can move it was better. I don't know. Let's go.
Really got me a GBA, not only because it was expensive, but at least it was where I lived, but because I was a little kid. So, you know, why would you give something that expensive to a child, and, you know, they'll probably break it. They see it.
Many kids had a Game Boy Advance. Many kids had it. I had a Game Gear and a PSP and 2 Vitas. Stop it. Get some help.
It as a toy, so they'll probably just smash it. So later,
what type of kid was you that you would break an electronic just because reasons? Like, no. My parents would have, outside the threat of physical violence, they wouldn't have bought me nothing again. So I would have took care of my shit. Just be honest with you. But let's go.
Later on, when I became a teenager, the way I played like Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire or Gen 1 and Gen 2 was through emulation. That's so important. Like, I'm not really a big Pokemon fan, but I've bought some of the newer titles. I bought Brilliant Diamond, and I bought Pokemon Shield. You know, I don't think I would care about the Pokemon franchise if I hadn't played it back in the day. And, for example, Xenoblade Chronicles X. Why is this still only on the Wii U? I don't know, but what you should...
Because nobody else played the series before. Oh my God, no. See, I have a bone to pick about people like this. Nobody played Xenogears. Nobody really liked Xenogears. You can still actually buy it. I have it on my PlayStation 3. It's a thing. Xenosaga didn't get the sales that they liked. That's why. They tried it other places and people didn't buy it. That's super easy. The creator was like, "Oh, y'all ain't gonna buy it on this one. Let me go and create that." That's the reason why. Game companies did not feel like they wanted to buy it. It's simple. Oh wow! Like right now, I really want them to re-release Xenosaga, the whole trilogy. But that may not happen because the one system that they made it on themselves is working for them, and 2, the other systems didn't. All right, let's go.
should do, download the ISO. You should go and download, there is a program called Wii U USB downloader or something like that, and you can download all of the games and you can emulate, and I can play Breath of the Wild on my Steam Deck. And this is the Wii U version. If you have a good enough computer, you can probably emulate these games. That's the reason why you shouldn't spend the money on Xenoblade Chronicles X or...
Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Because something is expensive, you shouldn't spend your money on it. Cool, great. Don't buy it as well. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Don't play it. Don't buy it. Don't pirate it. If something is too expensive for you, then don't play it. And this isn't the conversation of, well, if you ain't got no money, then you're a brokey. Like, no, some of these people have the money to buy it. They just think that they shouldn't spend their money on it. Right now, I want a PlayStation 5 Pro. And if you subscribe to my Patreon, it'll actually help. No, seriously. I want a PlayStation 5 Pro. But it's too expensive. One, I don't have the money for it. Two, if I did and I can just pay for it with no consequences or costs, outside of the $700, I would in a minute. But for me, it's so expensive. You should go ahead and go to the freight yard and liberate one. That's stupid, man. That's stupid. Let's go.
Or Twilight Princess HD, because Nintendo doesn't even offer the games anymore. And do you want to drop $100 on a used game? Yeah, I mean, unless you are a collector, unless you like the hobby, I don't think you would like to spend that much cash on old games. So,
then stop complaining about it, for real. This is trash. Let's go.
Emulation is cool, and the Steam Deck is goated because it's great for emulation. We can actually play PlayStation 1, 2, some PS3 titles. We can actually play Game.
Is my man watching Judge Judy?
Actually play GameCube, Dreamcast, everything here. It's not only about just the game being available, it's also more convenient sometimes because, for example, I have the GameCube, I have the PS2, the PS3, I have the Dreamcast. I can, for example, with the GameCube, my GameCube is modded with Pico Boot. So
again, I don't know what to say, man. This is just the whole thing of just look what I have. Look what I have. I have this. I have this. Dude, I only care about playing games. I don't care what you have. I don't care.
So I can actually go and play whichever game I want. I just put the ISO on the SD card and I can play it. My PS2, same thing. I have the MX for SIO or whatever it's called, and I can play the games. The Dreamcast, it's a little bit, I don't have the GDNU, so I need to burn CDs. It's not always ideal, so I like to emulate for that reason as well. Primarily because, don't be spending money you don't have on these types of games, because as great as they are, you gotta look after yourself, your family, you gotta...
Alright, so, and this is what my problem is with people like him, and this is you gotta look after yourself, and but you complained about the artist getting paid. You complained about this. It's sickening. It's sickening. It's sickening. It is sickening. The only reason why he's having an issue is because I don't want to spend more money. Not even that it's too much. I don't want to spend more money. He gave examples in his video of games where literally they were like, oh, it's fine, it's $100. Oh, it's fine, it's $200. For real. It's just about your bugaboo motherfucking problem. And I'm done with it. Anyway. Gamers need to stop being so entitled. And I speak it to myself as well. But anyway, like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching this clip.
I want to say thank you to all my Patreon supporters and my Twitch subscribers. Join the Guardians, become a member, or become a subscriber on YouTube, Patreon, and help support the channel. Thank you for watching this video, and the next one should be popping up on your screen. Subscribe, and if you haven't checked it out and want to help out the channel, check out my Patreon. Thanks.